Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 0. A big win for Ralf Rangnick in his first game. And a lot to get into. There wasn't goals galore, there wasn't chances galore, but there was composure galore, there was balance galore, there was being in control of the game. That was what he spoke about in the press conference so much, about conceding too many goals. He spoke about the game being frantic and end-to-end, almost a bit like a basketball match. We didn't see that today. There was an era of composure, there was an era of, understanding what we needed to do and how we wanted to do it. And he's only had these players for a day and a half. The starting team against Arsenal probably wasn't even training the following day after that. They probably trained on the Saturday. So after only a day and a half with that squad, I really liked what I saw. Let's start with the first sort of 30-35 minutes. I thought we were really good. We were pressing in numbers. I saw Ronaldo going. You had Bruno and Sancho just behind Ronaldo and Rashford in a 4-2-2-2. Which was good to see, which is what Ralf Rangnick is synonymous for. And it worked. It worked in terms of giving us that composure, giving us that solid unit. Defensively, we were very good today. I'm looking at the fullbacks coming in Alex Telles and Diogo Dalot playing the second game in only a few days. And you know what? There's so much made about Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, and they're the main fullbacks all the time. But you have to say, Dalot, since he's coming, has been brilliant, and so has Tellers. He's been good as well. I'm giving probably a little bit more praise to Dalot. Some of the passes he plays, with both feet. He's assured on the ball. He can receive the ball in tight spaces. He can run from outside to in with the ball. He's comfortable doing that. And positionally and defensively, he's very good. Listen, Wilfried Zaha, we know, is no mug. Yeah, and not just from his time here, just in general as a winger. If you're not on it, he's going to tear you a new one. Couldn't do that to Dalot today. He couldn't do that to Dalot. And Andre Ayew was equally as quiet in the second, throughout the whole game on the other side with Alex Telles. What I will say that I did like was the fact that everything we did in that first 35 minutes-ish was deliberate. It was intent. And that's only after, let's face it, a day on the training ground and some meetings and some video analysis. Ralf Rangnick spoke in the press conferences about video analysis. That was all going to be about that. And you can see what we were trying to do. It wasn't perfect. The last 10 minutes of the second half, we did drop off. The game was a little bit bitty in the second half, but there was still this, I don't know how you guys felt watching at home, there was still this kind of blanket of calmness, though, that I thought, okay, we might not get the clinical moment to score. I definitely didn't expect Fred to score in the way he did, and I will talk about that in a minute. So maybe we might not score, but I certainly felt like we wouldn't concede. And if you're going forward with Ralf Rangnick and where we've been confidence-wise, that has to be the basis. I know Michael Carrick was in a firefighting job just before he left, but what he did in that little while was set us up solidly against Villarreal so we didn't concede. Set us up solidly against Chelsea to try to just give us a basis to do that. But we did that today in a more methodical way, in an actual formation that we're going to obviously stick with. So I liked it. It wasn't perfect. For me, I want to talk about Fred. I've been saying a while that, yes, you can see the good, bad and ugly in Fred a lot of the time, but his performances are going under the radar, in my opinion. I honestly feel like without Fred in this midfield, I don't see it functioning in the way where we want it to. And with how Ralf Rangnick wants his team to play, Fred's going to be instrumental in that. I almost feel like we have this thing called, McFred and all that. Stop it. It's not a McDonald's Happy Meal anymore. Separate the two. Because Fred's almost in a different, when I say league of his own, I think we shouldn't be put into the category of McTominay not playing very well right now. And we're just grouping the pair of them together to say they're both not good. Fred, over the last month or so, has been instrumental. And even when we've had our fantastic results in the past, he's always at the forefront of what's going on. So, look, a fantastic goal from him today. I didn't expect him to score that. I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. But, yes, he's going to give the ball away a couple of times. Ball might roll under his foot. But for everything great, there's something to back it up that's instrumental to the team. Against Arsenal, all the good moments came from Fred. He gets the assist for the goal before half-time. He wins the penalty that ultimately makes us win the game. He has the final say in this game. But even away from the goal that Fred scored, which is very un-Fred-like, what isn't un-Fred-like is the pressing, is the tenacity of him, is the honesty of him to keep wanting the ball, to keep working tirelessly, to keep working hard and facilitate the team winning the ball high up the pitch. That is a consistent point of Fred's game, which under Ralf Rangnick I think is going to be perfect. So, look, it wasn't absolutely brilliant, and Ronaldo is someone that we're not really talking about today, but I think we're not talking about him for the right reasons. It wasn't the Ronaldo show today. I saw a player, they're talking about Ronaldo actually, just as I say they're not. For having the team for a day and a half, I think enough in there tactically, formation-wise, to say, you know what, he's trying to do something different. I could clearly see after 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, I could clearly see what we were trying to do, and that continued for the majority of the first half. Yes, we lost our way a little bit. That's going to happen. We can't play at that intensity for 90 minutes and have everything perfect with the chances that the possession deserves. That's got to be worked on over weeks, months. You know, and he said in the press conferences, you can't just wave a wand and all of a sudden we're perfect. That's not going to happen. But I saw a methodical way of playing. I saw a deliberate way of playing. And I saw players buying into it, most of all. I saw players working hard to stay in that formation and stay disciplined. Bruno, again, seeing him pulled back in instead of a number 10 running around like a blue-ass fly. He was in a 2 next to Sancho. When the ball would go to the right back, say it went to Mitchell, it was all Klein. If the ball went out to Klein, Sancho would be out pressing him. If it went to Mitchell on the other side, Bruno would be out pressing him, and vice versa. And then you had Ronaldo and Rashford both working very, very hard, and you know what you're going to get from McTominay and Fred. So the balance of the team was there, and it was an era of control for large points. And Fred's goal, I mean, wow. It's Sunday, and he's offering up Sunday services for free. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. And he does. You know what? Fred deserves that. Fred deserves that because, like I said, he gets grouped with McTominay, and I've been saying it before, you know, McFred and stuff. I'm almost not going to say McFred anymore. It's McTominay and Fred, and Fred is playing better right now. Fred is a better player. Does Wan-Bissaka have an issue at right back now? A lot of people are saying he does. A lot of people are saying that Dalot should be keeping the shirt because at the end of the day, Wan-Bissaka, if you look at how he receives the ball, if you look at his reluctance to use his left foot, Dalot plays a pass in reverse pass to Rashford that Wan-Bissaka never plays, that leads to the goal against Arsenal. Dalot also done that same type of ball today as well, so he offers a lot more balance in general. So I was pleased with him, and I think he'll keep his shirt. Tough game against Norwich in the Premier League next away. Look, there's no easy games in this Premier League. You got to think about it. Crystal Palace, we haven't beat here since what, 2017-ish. They went to City and won 2-0. They probably should have won at Arsenal. They're no mugs. Vieira's got them playing well, and we managed to keep them at bay and do what we need to do and give ourselves a platform to build off. So my man of the match, I'm going to give it to Fred. I'm going to give it to Fred. Fred was good. But honorary mention to Lindelof. I thought Lindelof was assured today. One thing we don't label Lindelof with is strength. We usually label him getting bullied off the ball by stronger strikers, getting outpaced by people. He read the situation well. He was commanding. And since Harry Maguire's come back from his suspension as well against Watford, he's actually been quite assured as well. So the back line was good. And Fred in particular was good. McTominay's still a little bit away to go in his terms of consistency. I can't remember the last time McTominay played well, but we shall see. So roll on to the next game.